Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Cinder's Dream. I am Ariel and I'm here to talk about the strawberry full moon that's going to be happening June 3rd and the 4th, okay? So the strawberry full moon is basically the last full moon of spring, okay? And the spiritual meaning of strawberry signifies passion, purity, healing in the heart, okay? So that's the focal point of this full moon, okay? And with it being in Sagittarius, Sagittarius is a fiery sign, okay? It's also ruled by the planet Jupiter. Jupiter is all about expansion, okay? And depending on how you look at it, it can expand in a positive way or a negative way. But in all, this full moon reading that I'm going to be giving you is basically just going to help you pinpoint where in your life things are going to be changing, okay, or expanding. So I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I want you all to focus on your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign, okay? So your sun sign is just all about your personality and your ego, okay? And your moon sign deals with your emotion, your inner self, how you feel deep inside, okay? And it's also going to have an effect on your relationship with, people around you, if you have a partner, family, close friends, stuff like that. So that's all about the moon sign. Now, the rising sign is how, things will be affected in your public area, okay, your outer area. Your rising sign is basically where you want to rise up to. You don't want to stay in your sun sign, your ego all the time. You want to be able to transform going up. You want to rise up. You don't want to stay the same, okay? So when I'm going through each of the signs, I want you to look at your birth chart. And if you don't know how to do that, I do have a video that tells you how to do that specifically, okay? And I want you to look at those three areas: your sun, your moon, and your rising, okay? This full moon and all moons, new and full moon, will affect those areas in your life, okay? And as we, move along in this channel and you guys are learning more, I'll teach you more areas in your life that you can look at to, better yourself or learn yourself. So we're going to get started, all right? And I do have my notes here so I can stay on point because, I can get all over the place. But we're going to just hone in onto the strawberry full moon, the Sagittarius full moon that's going to be happening June 3rd and the 4th, okay? So, of course, I'm going to include health in this reading as well, because I feel like that's very, very important. You need to know what's going on with your body, and you need to pay attention to your body. So we're going to start off with Sagittarius first, okay? So if you're a sun, moon, or rising in Sagittarius, this message is for you. And we're going to go through all the other signs, okay? But we're going to start off with Sagittarius first, since the moon will be in Sagittarius. All right, so we're going to get started. Sagittarius, okay, this full moon will be happening in your first house, okay? The first house is ruled by Mars, okay, and Aries, the head. So you need to focus on your head space, all right? Health-wise, making sure that you're not, stressing and, paying attention to, the areas that you have. If you have a headache, a migraine, paying attention to what areas of the head it is so you can focus on what you need to release or just relax, okay? Focus on your eyes, your teeth. Make sure you're getting those checked. Go to a dentist appointment. Get your eyes checked and stuff like that. So that's very, very important. So this house is focused on individuality, self-appearance, and how others see you. Now, I know people, sometimes are like, I don't care what anybody think about me. I don't care, what they say. But, I mean, in actuality, it is good to get feedback on how others see you. Now, whatever you choose to do with that information, that's up to you. But sometimes we do have to sit back and ask our close loved ones and friends, how am I being? because sometimes we don't really know, our actions, and the way we speak to people and the way we come off to people, it can be a little bit hurtful. So something that's hard for people to do is to sit back and just ask, ask your homeboy, ask your homegirl, ask your husband, ask your wife, how am I appearing? How am I coming into the situation? How can I better myself? It's all about learning, okay? And don't be afraid to ask those questions, because it might help you grow in a certain area of your life that you've been lacking. All right, so Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or if you have just Sagittarius in your first house, this message is for you, okay? We're gonna move on. All right, so Scorpio, if you're a Scorpio Sun, Moon, or Rising, okay, Sagittarius full moon will be happening in your second house, okay? Your second house. The second house is ruled by Taurus, which is the throat. Okay, now last video I did, I was all talking about Taurus and the throat and the thyroid gland. Okay, so it's important that you're paying attention to that aspect. All right. A good thing for you to do, Scorpios, is warm fluids in the morning. Okay, have some tea, have something warm to warm you up. You could even start singing a little bit, or talking to yourself, saying affirmations. Just open up that throat chakra. Whatever it is that you're looking for, you're wanting, you have to speak that, okay, into existence. Your voice right now is very, very powerful. And it's important that you're speaking, life, okay? Even just like when you're cooking, speak life into your foods. Speak life into your loved ones. Just speak, talk, okay? Just put it out there. Sun, Moon, and Rising in Scorpio. All right, the second house is also about values, possession, money, personal resources. Now, with this house, I like to think like you have to have some kind of morals and values, okay? If you don't have any kind of morals and values, whatever money or whatever resources you're trying to get, it's just gonna run through you, okay? You have to have some kind of morals and values, something that you believe in, certain things that you'll do for money, certain things that you won't do for money. Just have some kind of morals, okay? This is very important for this house. Also, with this house, it can be very possessive. Either you can be possessive towards others, or others can be possessive towards you. So you have to be very, very careful with this aspect. People may want to have access to you, and you may not have the time or the energy, and that's okay. Like, express that. That's why you're having the throat chakra, speak. It's okay. It's okay to say, okay, I'm not right now, but I'll get back to you later. Okay. People might want to know things about your private life, and at this time, I would really advise you to just keep things on a hush hush. Don't focus on putting your business out there, and certain things that you used to share with people. It's okay to keep that private at this moment with this full moon, okay? All right, so we're going to move on to Libra, okay? Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This full moon in Sagittarius will be happening in your third house, okay? The third house is ruled by Mercury and Gemini. The arms, the hands, all of that good stuff. You may be good with your hands. You may be a healer with your hands, okay? One thing I would advise for you is to wash your hands in sea salt and allspice, okay? Or cinnamon, okay? Do that, during the full moon, and you will watch and you will see what comes to you, what kind of abundances come to you with this, doing this, all right? Libra in the third house, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, okay? So with this full moon, it will be focusing on your communication, okay? Siblings, neighbors. This is the house of learning, teaching, and writing, okay? So you may have been working on a project. You've been wanting to put out some content as far as writing or blogging or writing a book or something like that. This will be a great time for you to keep on writing, okay? Start putting it out there. Start manifesting how you're going to do it, making a plan and just getting out there. This is a great time with Gemini ruling this specific house, okay? It's all about communication. Gemini is an air sign. It's great with communication. So with Gemini ruling this third house, okay, and Libra, okay, sun, moon, and rising, you have to use that energy, okay? These energies are here to help us, okay? And if you use them properly, you're going to be A1, okay? All right, so we're going to move on to Virgo, okay? Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. So full moon in Sagittarius will be happening in your fourth house, okay? Health-wise, of course, pay attention to your breast and your stomach area. When you're in the shower, making sure you're paying attention, you're massaging, you're touching your breast, making sure that you're aware of what's going on under the arms, the areolas, all of that. Making sure that, you don't feel any lumps and bumps and stuff like that. So making sure you're really paying attention to your breast and your stomach area. As far as emotions, all right, we tend to hold on to a lot of emotions, and it turns into dis-ease, okay? So I notice a lot of women and women clients who hold on to a lot of emotions. Over time, it can develop into breast cancer, okay? So you want to make sure that you are really, really paying attention to your breast area. I know a lot of women, they'll put their phones in their up in their bras and stuff like that. Try not to do that, okay? And just pay attention to your breast and your stomach area. Apple cider vinegar would be good to drink first thing in the morning. Making sure that you can even do like a detox. Eat very light. This is a time for you, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising, to be eating light, okay? This is not the time for you to just be over here just eating, X, Y, Z. Really focus on your health for this full moon, okay? And if you're a woman who's menstruating, you're definitely going to see a change in your cycle, your next cycle that's going to be coming up with you eating lighter, all right? So, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising, this full moon will also be happening in your home, your family, your ancestral roots, your foundation, and your security, okay? So this is the time for you to just really be focusing on your home and your family, focusing on your ancestral roots, focusing on just the inner you, I feel, okay? Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. Now we're going to move on to Leo, okay? So, Leo, sun, moon, and rising, this full moon is going to be happening in your fifth house, okay? The fifth house is, crazy enough, is ruled by Leo. So it's like you get the double the energy, Leos. And the fifth house is all about creativity, playfulness, but we'll get back to that in a second. I need to go over the health part first, all right? So Leos, focus, of course, on your heart space, your spine and your back. This is a time for you to be reawakened, okay, to the original essence of yourself, okay? So you have to come back, all right? Practice being a loving soul. Practice loving yourself. Practice just going back to that childlike energy. This will be a great time to play some of the old games that you used to play when you were younger. I found myself playing Uno. Like, I've been playing Uno all week. And I've really been enjoying playing Uno with my nieces and nephews and my sons. Like, I've just been having a good time, all right? So, stuff like that, okay? Get back to that childlike energy. Don't take stuff just so seriously, and really, really hone into that heart space, okay? And this will be a great time for you to go on vacation, okay? You can go on a staycation. You can go on a little trip, start planning your trip, start putting yourself out there. This is the time for you to shine, Leo. With this full moon being the last full moon in spring, summertime is our time. So this is the time to, get yourself together, get your hair done, get your nails done. If you're a guy, go ahead, get your hair cut, your line up, whatever you got going on, and go outside, lay out in the sun, sweat, enjoy this energy because it's going to bring you so much abundance, okay? Leo, sun, moon, and rising, all right? So now we're going to move on to Cancer, all right? Cancer, this full moon is going to be happening in your sixth house, okay? Your sixth house. Your sixth house is ruled by Virgo, okay? And Virgo is all about the mind, the communication, discipline, all right? Virgo is a very, very disciplined sign, okay? You have to be disciplined in this aspect. We're going to talk about the health first. So, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, really focus on your intestine and your digestive system, your gallbladder, your pancreas, and your nervous system, all right? Relax, all right? It's not time for you to be stressed out, for you to be nervous. This is the time for you to, in all honesty, go on a detox. This will be a great time for you to detox those organs, all right? It'll be very, very beneficial for you. This is a house of discipline. So whatever it is that you're working on, making sure that you're really disciplined about it, making sure you're showing up for yourself, you're showing up for those appointments, you're doing and you're saying what you said you were going to do. Very important, Virgos. This is very serious for you. Like, if you've been playing, you can't play no more. This is not a time for you to be playing any games at this moment. It's go time. All right, Cancer. Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right. We are going to, I think I said Virgo, but it's Cancer, but it's ruled by, Virgo rules this house, all right? So Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, just really pay attention to what I just said about this sign, all right? This house, with this full moon that's coming up in Sagittarius. All right, we're going to move on to Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, all right? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, this full moon is going to be happening in your seventh house, okay? The seventh house, health-wise, it's all about the kidneys, the bladder, your veins. So making sure you're really paying attention to that. If you've never done a kidney detox or anything like that, making sure you're focusing on that. Making sure you're drinking a lot of water, your bladder at this time. Some people don't know this, but your urine should be a light yellow color to clear color, light yellow. All right, it should not be orange or dark red or whatever crazy color. You really need to pay attention to your urinary tract. Okay, you really need to be drinking water. You really need to be hydrating. Also, the seventh house is ruled by Libra, so it's all about that balance. So you really need to be balancing your water intake and stuff like that. Let's see. This house is all about sexuality, intimacy, romance, relationship, partnership. All right. So making sure you're really spending that quality time with your loved one. You're focusing on your relationship. This might even also be a time for you to get out of a relationship, but it all depends on you know what you need to do in this aspect. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. But with this house, it is ruled by Venus, and Venus is all about love and romance. So really use that energy to, if you have been messing up in a relationship, really step back and reevaluate how you've been acting, okay? So that's what I have for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, we're going to move on to Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The full moon in Sagittarius is going to be affecting your 8th house, okay? So the 8th house is all about the sex organs. This is a house where I find that infections are prone, okay? So like STDs, or even if you have like a cut or something, it'll be easy for it to be infected at this time. So really pay attention to any accidents that you may have. Of course, if you're sexually active, you're practicing safe sex, because STDs and other, sexual diseases and infections are really high at this time. It was always high, but you really need to pay very, very close attention to that at this moment, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is also a time for you to either be focusing on rebirth or letting go. You may even experience a death. You may even experience a miscarriage. So if you have experienced a miscarriage, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, my sincerest apologies and condolences. I know it could be very, very hard, for you to lose a child or, lose a loved one. And I send my condolences out to you. Really, really focus on your inner values at this time. This is the time for you to go within, not to be so much out there, okay? This may be a heavy time for you, so make sure you're seeking out support. Make sure you have a shoulder to lean on. You have someone you can talk to. You have someone you can go to towards Sun, Moon, and Rising, okay? Now we're going to move on to Aries, okay? Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This full moon in Sagittarius is going to be happening in your 9th house, okay? And guess what? The 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, so you get like double the fun, all right? And the expansion. So health-wise, the 9th house is ruled by Jupiter, okay? And hips, thighs, liver, blood. So making sure you're focusing on those areas, those aspects. Ladies, this will be a great time for you to go ahead and get your workout on, your hips and your thighs. Making sure you're focusing on your liver, making sure you're paying attention to your blood. This will be a great time for anyone to do like a blood detox. Eating those red fruits and vegetables, beets are a great thing to be, consuming at this time. Making sure you're really paying attention to your blood and you're giving it the oxygen and stuff that it needs. So, the blood is very important. It helps, pump and run everything out of our body. So really, really pay attention to your blood at this time. Also, if you're one to donate blood, making sure that you're really nourishing yourself after you do so. If you're one who, like I said, like to donate, give blood away, plasma and stuff like that, making sure you're really, really, really taking care of yourself, because that is a difficult thing to do. All right. So with Sagittarius being in this house for you, Aries, travel would be really great, okay? Long or short distance travel would be great for you. Foreign investments, higher learning, education. This is the house of evolution, so it wants you to get out of your comfort zone. Like I said, with foreign investments, this will be a great time to be focusing on investments that are outside of, if you're living in the U.S., this will be a great time for you to focus and invest on other things outside of here, okay? Making connections with foreign people and stuff like that. This will be a great time for you to link up and get to know, other foreigners and stuff like that for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, all right? Now we're going to move on to Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sagittarius, full moon will be happening in your 10th house, all right? The 10th house is all about the knees, the bone, the teeth, the skin, the hair. So this house is ruled by Capricorn, and Capricorn is like really strong and stable, and it's very serious. So this is all about your career, your reputation. This is a house of responsibility. So you really need to focus on your career right now, finding a mentor, someone that you look up to, someone that you can learn from. Put yourself out there, definitely, and it will help you in those areas of your life, Pisces. I know Pisces, sometimes you can be a little bit, into yourself and whatnot, but at this time, this Sagittarius full moon is asking you to branch out, and, a mentor will be great for you at this time, all right? So let's see, we're going to move on to Aquarius, okay? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This full moon in Sagittarius is going to be happening in your 11th house, all right? As far as health-wise, the 11th house is all about the calves and the ankles and the circulatory system, the pituitary gland, all right? So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to those areas of your body, making sure walking would be great for you at this time. Go for a walk, go to the park. Try to get as much movement as you can, especially if you're one who works at home and you are at a desk all the time. Go out into nature, go for a walk, get that blood flowing, okay? This is also a house of shared resources, just sharing in general. This house is ruled by Uranus, all right? So it's like you do have this urge for freedom, an urgency for freedom and expression of your individuality. So something that you want to ask yourself, though, is whoever you're dealing with, ask yourself, do I have to give up me to be with you? That's a very, very important you need to ask, okay? Ask yourself that. Do I have to give up a part of me to be with this person? And if the answer is yes, I have to give up a part of me to be with this person, this individual, then that person is not for you. You should be able to express yourself, your truest self, in any and every relationship that you're in. If someone cannot accept you for you, then you have to chuck them deuces and go. Okay? Point blank, period. All right? This house is like crying out for freedom. Like, oh, I have to be free. All right? So if you can't be free, you cannot be yourself, bye. All right? That's what I have for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right? So now we're going to move on to Capricorn, okay? Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sagittarius full moon is going to be happening in your 12th house, okay? 12th house in astrology is ruled by Pisces, okay? And Pisces is all about the feet, the lymphatic system, the pineal gland. And with this area, you really want to be paying attention to your feet, making sure that, hey, you can go get a pedicure. I know with Capricorn, so y'all work too hard, all right? Y'all overly always into working and getting that money. Kick your feet up. Go get a pedicure. Go get a massage. Relax, Capricorn, all right? This house is also ruled by Neptune. So Neptune is all about that, it's a secrecy, all right? This is also a house of karma, the unseen, the imagination, visualization, spirituality. So at this time, imagination is going to be very important for you, this full moon. Now, don't underestimate the power of imagination. The key is to imagine what you want and not what you don't want, all right? So don't get lost in what you don't want. Have a plan, kick your feet up, lay back, and reevaluate what you want to do with your life. This is a time to be still, so don't overindulge in your imagination either. Like, don't get lost. Because I know with Pisces being here too, in this sign, you can go off on the deep end. And with that being said, I do want to talk about Pisces in Saturn and Pisces. So Saturn and Pisces came in March 7th of this year, and it's going to be here until May 24th of 2025. So with Saturn and Pisces being here, you can get a little lost, all right? You can be a little stuck in your ways and whatnot. I do want to pull a card out from my Oracles of Mermaid deck for you, so we can get a little bit of clarity, because I just feel like with this energy, it can be drowning. So I just want to give you all a little message before I close this out. And okay, we have Gemini. So Gemini is the godmother ocean, okay, the primordial. All right, so Gemini is African spirituality. That's one of the Orishas. All right, In Haitian Voodoo, it's Wasilin. It's also known as Mommy Water. So this is a very old, ancient energy, all right? This is like one of the first energies that was here when Gaia, Kai, which is Earth, was created, all right? So this is very, water is very, it has a lot of information. It holds a lot of information inside of it. So this is a time that the water spirits, the spirits that are in a different dimension, a higher dimension, are trying to communicate with us. So listen, all right, pay attention, write your dreams down, whatever information that you're receiving. Dreams are not just dreams, they are messages that our higher beings are giving us, all right? So don't just think you're dreaming just to be dreaming. They are messages, so take them very, very seriously. And the people that you see in your dreams, really pay attention to what they're doing, because people here in the physical, they may portray like they're one thing, but in actuality they are something else. So be very cautious, and listen, okay? This is the time for you to listen, okay? All right, so I'm gonna close out this full moon reading, okay? I wish you all the best of luck. You guys have homework to do, okay? Study up on your sun, your moon, and your rising, and go through this video. If you need to rewatch it, go ahead and rewatch it. I am going to timestamp it, so you guys can easily find what you're looking for, all right? So you have basically 3 messages in one video, all right? Sun, moon, and rising, all right? Look that up. Go on your chart and look to see where your placements are, all right? If you have any questions, you can shoot me an email at wombman, WOMBMAN 888 at gmail.com. And if you would like to donate to the channel, you can donate to Cinder's Dream. Everything will be in the description box. And I hope you guys have a safe and amazing weekend. All right, much love.